this also actually made me change the way I see my role as well. Actually made my role more enjoyable for me. So when I was by myself and doing everything in all aspects of sale, like there were parts that really I felt really drained and didn't really enjoy at all. And that actually brings down my productivity. But now because I can delegate certain tasks to my VA, it left me with all the things that I enjoy in my role.
Hi and welcome back to Outsourcing Angel. It's Lynn Podetti here, helping you to scale your business with virtual assistants, who we call them as virtual angels. Now in this video, you're going to hear from Heidi Duan, who is our sales manager at Outsourcing Angel. I chatted with her to learn more about her role and how virtual assistants help her in her role, because at the end of the day, I hired Heidi to help me with sales. I don't want her to be caught up doing admin work or any other task that a VA could do. So listen up as Heidi shares what a VA can do to help a sales manager. All right, so next I like to go into a new segment around what we use a VA for. And this is kind of interesting because even looking at the metrics here, it's not just you having to fill it all out. There are other team members that help you to fill it out, because imagine you have to do sales and filling out every single line items there. That would have taken so much of your time. So I guess the segment right now is I really want to talk about what can a VA do to help a salesperson like yourself to cut down a lot of mundane work and tasks that you don't have to do anymore.
Yeah, sure. So I'm going to be the first to admit that without my VA that helps in the sale, like I'll crumble, right? Because you've been speaking to so many leads per month, and if you're spending that time to do the after call work, the follow-up, and all the administration, it does take away the time that I'm available to speak to leads. Now I'm available to speak to 6, 7, or 8 people a day is because the VA has taken on the role of all the administration. So even though I'm sending out proposals, the VAs are helping me put together the proposal. VAs are helping me schedule these appointments. We work on an international level. That means there's so many different time zones. So the VAs are arranging my calendar, making sure that, whoever I book from the United States or the UK, the time zone makes sense, the time makes sense for both of us. So essentially without them to help me do that, and I have to do that all myself, I'll probably be seeing like 3 people a day or something like that. So not just administration, but they help with the organization of the sales pipeline. Yeah,
and I also find like sometimes if you have certain strength in an area, you might not be as good in other strengths. So for me, I'm such a big vision person, content creator, that when I'm bogged down into the detail, there's more resistance for me. Like it doesn't flow as well. So like, do you find that with yourself? Like if you having to, if you're like kind of talking to client and you're being that dynamic creative person, and then having to go into this, wearing a hat of attention to detail kind of thing, is that a lot harder?
Yeah, definitely. So like my strength isn't in the organization and the booking and the timing, that really I don't know why it just drains me. It's such an easy task. I'm not saying I'm not capable in doing it, but because you don't enjoy doing it or it's not your strength, it takes so much longer to do. Like our VA can literally do it with her eyes closed, and for me, I'll be like having to search up where Florida is. Are they in Eastern Standard Time? Like there's so much work just to find out a time zone, because someone could just tell you where they're from. I have to actually look up the time zone. Okay, what does that mean? Blah, blah, blah. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. Could you describe, I guess, your VA's personality compared to you that makes her role doing that kind of admin support so easy and flowing?
Yeah, we have totally different personalities. So I'm more like, I guess you can say outgoing, I like to talk, and I'm more like the client facing kind of role. Whereas my VA, she absolutely hates talking and the client facing. Like if we were in a meeting and asked her to present, she'll crumble and she's like, oh, okay. But she's really, really organized with her administration and sort of time management and all that. So I guess that's where we differ. I'm more okay, client facing, and she's more submissive and more quiet, which she loves this sort of area because that's where she shines. She doesn't have to do things that makes her feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. And so describe your day, for example, as a sales consultant at OA, what is a typical day look like, and where does the I guess where you are and where does the VA kind of intertwine in that role?
Yeah, so with my VA, we touch base every day. So in the morning, I'll set out certain things that I want her to do for me, and then she'll give me a list of things that she needs me to do for her as well, right?
What are some of those examples?
Yeah, so she'll be like, okay, you need to follow up with this person, that person, because you've sent them a proposal, or she will do the follow-up herself for me, depending on like how far in the sales process I've gone with this person. And if I've been chatting to this person back and forth, she'll just like place a reminder for me to respond this. Or if there are something that she can't answer about our packages or anything like that, then she'll just tap me in to answer for that. So my day does start off with me organizing my time into who I have to see. So I'll write out all the names of the prospects that I have to chat to, and then do a bit of research on them, either on the web or their LinkedIn and whatnot. And then wherever I can fit time in between, it'll be for the follow-ups, so that sort of thing. Whereas my VA, she'll go in, help organize, like by the time she comes in, there might be new contacts, new leads. She'll go actually leave notes in our CRM, some background about them, so I don't have to like do the full from scratch research. Any notes, important things that we found on their website. She even this is how good she is, right? She even picks up errors in the website. So if she clicks on like a social media link or something that doesn't work, she'll be like, hey, just tell them that this doesn't work, to show that we've done the research. And I personally am not that detail orientated where I can pick up those things, but she does, and we really wow our clients. They're like, oh, thanks for letting us know. So essentially, we touch base every morning and then throughout the day if there's things I need, and then to end the day as well. Yeah.
What are some of the things that, because you have the VA, you're able to do, but without it, you wouldn't do? So I'll give you an example. I love that when we have a lead come in, we kind of connect with them on LinkedIn, right? That's like an additional task that just creates that new connection and allow us to build a relationship. Now, if the VA wasn't there, you wouldn't have that extra touch point to be able to do, or extra resource to do. Can you think of anything else that she kind of helps to do that? It's kind of like, it's not essential, but it's important. You know what I mean? It's like most people don't get to the important things because they're too busy, and they just do the things that are urgent, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So a lot of background research. So if my day is full, like I'm saying, like 6 to 7, and I don't actually have time to do all the research about these people or haven't done it yet, then I'll get her to help me with that. And that's really important because it shows that you are researching about these people, you're interested, you want to know more. So that really helps a lot with a big part of my day, because then when I jump on a call to speak to someone, these things have already, we can discuss and cover it, and they're like, wow, because we've done our research. That's really important. And yeah, like you said, at the back of the LinkedIn connection, it doesn't even have to be LinkedIn. It could be other social media platforms, or connect with them somehow and make comments, when we are chatting on LinkedIn, make comments about these little things that we research about. So I had one client that said, oh my God, you guys are so efficient. I just booked a discovery call. Now we're connected on LinkedIn. So people really appreciate the little things that make you stand out from your competitors, like the little touch points. It's really important to build that sort of relationship with your leads and your prospects. So my VA helps me do all of that. Now I sound shit. I sound like I don't do much. Actually,
I love it. And that is the goal we want from owners or anyone or their local staff, is that you kind of, it's not like you're not doing anything more. Your job should almost be so predictable. Every day you should be talking to clients. You're not caught up in all these little things. And it should feel repetitive in your role now that you just do sales. And that's what you're hired for, not to jump around doing all the little things. Just because you look busy doesn't mean it's good for the employer.
Yeah, I think this also actually made me change the way I see my role as well. Actually made my role more enjoyable for me. So when I was by myself and doing everything in all aspects of sales, like there were parts that really I felt really drained and didn't really enjoy at all. And that actually brings down my productivity. But now, because I can delegate certain tasks to my VA, it left me with all the things that I enjoy in my role. So it's really fun. Like it feels fun to be doing all these things that I enjoy. So having a VA there is like invaluable to me. Yeah,
I mean, us humans, we actually need connection, like we actually thrive when we're communicating and bouncing our energy and appreciation to one another. When she's helping, you're helping her, and it's just great. And the other thing that people would be surprised is that we even share this VA that we're mentioning is because her role is technically, I guess, lead management, let's say. And so I myself also do business development. Like if I'm creating content, people reach out to me and they want to work with me. And so now I CC her instead of you because she actually handles all the appointment booking, and then she's also the one entering in some of those data in the metrics as well, right? So can you remind us of what are those data she's responsible for filling in for the report?
So one thing that I think is really important is she handles our referrals. So if we get any referrals, she will follow up, give them updates and all that. And part of our business, a big part of it is referrals. So not only about the referee that becomes our client or the lead, but the person who referred, like they would like an update. They would like to see if their leads are, their referrals, their friends are converting or using the same business as them, the same service. So she actually reaches out to them, thanks them for the referral, sends them an update of the progress where it is. And if I had to do all that myself and try to keep track, I would be so lost. So essentially, that's even only one example of how she helps in terms of, besides the actual sales. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, with referral, I don't know about you, but when I'm sending referrals to someone and that person just says, oh, thanks for that, and they never even update me on how that referral went and didn't care anymore, I just feel like you don't appreciate, and it turns me off from wanting to refer anymore because it's just lack of communication. But because we have this VA, we're able to assign tasks, like even sending out a card to say thank you. And we also send card not because even the lead became a client, it's even just thank you for referring us, even if it didn't turn into a client.
Yeah, and I find that a lot of people appreciate those sort of like personalized, touches. Like they do appreciate that we just showed them like, our own appreciation that they even thought about us. And like I said, wouldn't be able to do without the VA.
Yeah, and after you made the sale as well, we organized the VA to touch point in a month's time, sending a card. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so after, we don't want to lose the connection with our leads or our clients just because they saw me during the sales call and never again. So our VA actually helped. After a month, we did the touch point, we sent out cards, to thank them. Staying with a business every day is a milestone, right? But we want to celebrate that in a way. So we'll send out cards on their birthdays, anniversaries, the 1 month touch point. We have VAs that, touch point every quarterly for our clients as well. To not to say, hey, how's it going is the VA, but it's a deep dive into the service, are they getting the return they want? Is the VA bringing value to their business? It's like a really deep analysis. And we couldn't do that as you definitely can't do that as a one-man team. So having the VA to help delegate these sort of areas, even though they're client-facing, we're not worried that, a VA is, contacting our clients. They know, it's more capability.
Yeah. So what do you think is the key to making sure that the VA you hire can actually perform and continue to be, such a great support? Like whatever you've done to train this VA, it's amazing. So how, what can you share with other people?
I think the key is communication, like setting those expectations. Hey, this is how I communicate. These are the things, if you set your expectation on what some of the results or deliverables that you want so that everyone's on the same page, making sure that they understand what you need. And the key is explaining why we're gathering this data, where is it getting fed to, being transparent with anyone. It doesn't even have to be a VA, it could be a local staff, people in your team. If they understand why they're doing something, they'll be more driven to do it. Yeah, and training in terms of if you're working with a VA and you can't train them on Zoom or whatever, you can always screen record. So I think the training and being patient in the start to really slowly make sure someone understands what you need them to do is really important. Yeah.
So what would be the, consequences if someone's going, yeah, I get it, I need a VA, but you know what, I'm just too busy and I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing because I just can't snap out of the routine that I'm doing as a salesperson. What would be the consequences of continuing that way?
Yeah, then they'll be stagnant. Their business is not going to grow because you can only grow as much time as you can put into anything, right? And everyone has a cap on their time frame of how much work they can put in. You're not going to be working around the clock 24 hours a day, and that's being realistic. So having an extra helping hand gives you back that 20 hours or 40 hours per week that you never had before. So essentially, if you're the type of person that thinks you're always too busy, then that's going to be it. You'll always feel overwhelmed. You always will be too busy, and you won't grow because you'll cap yourself at whatever you can invest in the business, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I guess in terms of what are the benefits if they've now got a VA 40 hours supporting their sales role and they've got more time to do sales, what would be the benefit of that?
Well, essentially there's two flip sides, So the first benefit is time. They're getting back time to redirect and do what they want in terms of whatever way they want to invest that in the business, right? It could be seeing more clients now because they're not bogged down with administration work. Seeing more clients means higher conversion rates, right? Higher conversion rates mean potentially increasing your revenue. So before you might be capped at whatever amount of revenue, but now you could double that because you have another person like you know, in being able to invest in another 40 hours per week into your work week. So, and then personally, it actually helps you grow as well. You're now managing someone, you know, learning things that you like increasing your management skill, training people, you know, that will actually help you grow your business as well. It could start off by training one VA, but then your team, you want to scale up, right? So you then take that and then grow your team by doubling that, multiplying that. So, you know, that could be a personal fulfillment as well. But then now work-life balance, you know, you might not have to work 24 hours anymore. You can break that down and spend more time with family and friends, whatever, to, you know, we all know mental health is such a big deal, like a big issue that wasn't addressed properly back then. So essentially now you can have time to do your hobbies or whatever it is that's important to you. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear so many cases of burnout. And so, yeah, I think people call me the super mom is only because I have VA. So thank you so much, Heidi.
No worries. Thanks for the chat, Lynn.
Well, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you still have questions about what a VA can do, love to invite you for a free discovery call with Heidi herself. She'll be able to help you figure out what tasks a VA can do so that you can really scale your business and have more time to do what you love in life. So thank you so much for watching. If you love more videos like this, check out here.